Hello, friends, and welcome. In today's discussion, I'll take you through the 10 ways you can get a green card. I hope you know that green card through DV lottery is not the only way you can get a green card in the USA. Therefore, stick around to know the other 9 ways. Millions of people around the world in every year they apply for green card to obtain the permanent resident status of the USA so that they can move into US and live and work legally. But however, you find that not every US immigrant visa is suitable to every applicant. This is because every every green card has its requirements for one to qualify for it. So I'll take you through the various green cards, what they require for one to qualify for them, maybe the timeline it will take for one to obtain one. Number 10, I will start with green card lottery. The green card lottery enables 55,000 people from around the world to move into the USA and work and live legally every year. The selection of the DV lottery winners is usually random. Therefore, people from different countries which are participating or which are eligible have equal chances of winning as long as the applicant did not make mistakes that could lead to them being disqualified at the selection stage. The mistakes that could lead one to be disqualified at selection stage are: one, submission of duplicate application, that is more than one application or entries submitted, and number two, submission of photos that do not meet the minimum requirements as instructed in that DV program. Application of the DV is very simple and you can do it individually without requiring maybe a lawyer. It is done online on the official website, that is the dvprogram.state.gov. And the documents, you do not need documents at the application stage. It's just feeding the information, but ensure the information that you're adding there you can prove it using documents, and also make sure you also have photos that meet the requirements. It might take up to around 1 or 2 years for the whole process to be completed. At number 9 is green card through a workplace. That is a green card that you get through getting a job in the United States. This is one of the challenging green card to get, and also takes a lot of time, waiting times. It can take even up to 6 years to obtain this green card. And not every job you can qualify for green card. The employment-based green card is only available for two categories of jobs. One is for a job that individuals with advanced degree, that is people with masters or doctorate and an additional 5 years of work experience in their field, or qualified workers and professionals with at least 2 years of education or work experience. And for these two categories, it should be hard for a US citizen to occupy these jobs. Thus, the company is outsourcing from a different country. Your employer in the USA must first obtain a labor certification from the US to prove that there is need for staffing with an American. This labor certificate is from the US Department of Labor. It is to be for this green card, it is applied by the employer. It might take between 1 and 6 years, and the documents that you need are: one, valid passport, proof of job offer in the USA, your CV, labor certification, your police clearance certificate, passport photos, certified translations of birth certificates and diplomas. That is the documents that you need. At number 8 is green card for extraordinary ability. This is for the people with exceptional skills in a particular area, maybe of science, academic work, maybe art, and that can benefit greatly the USA. You may apply for this, and it is known as the EB-1A green card. This can be obtained very fast, and this is because the immigration authorities waive the time-consuming labor certification. It can be filed for by the person, but you can file it by yourself. Within it are other categories like extraordinary ability, outstanding professors and researchers, and certain multinational manager or executive. So, examples of requirements to prove that you qualify for this is maybe having an award, maybe your work being published in a journal or major media. We said the waiting time is none. There is no waiting time. And the documents that you need are valid passport, police clearance certificate, passport photos, certified translations of birth certificates and diplomas, proof of extraordinary abilities. This one you can apply online by yourself. At number 7 is green card through family members. And this is for people who have family members who are US citizens. If you are an unmarried child under the age of 21 or a parent of a US citizen over the age of 21, you have the right to a family-based green card. To apply for this, all you have to do is to prove your relationship, the family relationship. The application process is, however, a bit longer if you are a descendant of a US citizen who is already over 21 years of age, or maybe a sibling of a US citizen over 21 years of age. Also, if you are a US citizen, widower or widow, you can get a green card under certain conditions if you apply within 2 years of being widowed. The waiting time, it varies. It can be between 0 to 15 years, depending on age and the case. The documents that you need are: 1. Valid passport, certified translation of birth certificates, death certificates, and other documents, depending on the case. Police clearance certificate also required. This green card can be applied for by American relatives or self-petitioned by the widow or widower. At number 5 is green card through adoption. If you are under 21, unmarried, and you have been adopted by a US citizen, then you can get a US green card. There are different processes depending on whether you are already in the US or outside of US. The waiting time varies depending on the case. The application can be done by the American adoptive parents. The documents that you need are valid passport, certified translation of birth certificate, adoption certificates, and other documents as applicable. Maybe home study, police clearance certificates. Those are some of the documents that you need. Number 4 is green card through an investment in the USA. So if you have enough financial means, you might qualify for green card through investment. And there are 2 categories. The first category is the $1.8 million investment capital for a US business of your choice, or the second category, which is $900,000 investment capital for a company located in a more rural region of the USA and with high unemployment. The investment can also be in gear, it can be in products or certificates of deposits, and must create at least 10 full-time jobs for US citizens within 2 years. The waiting time varies depending on the case. The application is by a paper form at the appropriate U.S.CIS office. Documents that you need are valid passport, business plan, passport photos, certified translation of birth certificates, and other proof documents. That is depending on the case, and police clearance certificate. At number 3 is religious worker green card. This is for if you perform religious work in a full-time position in the USA, that is on R1 visa, you may apply for green card based on your employment. And for this, you file the application as a special immigrant. This requires that you work for a religious organization that exists in the USA, or at least which is affiliated with religious denomination in the USA. The opportunity for a religion-based green card, however, has an expiration date. The waiting time varies depending on the case, and the application is done by the employer, which is a religious organization. The documents that you need are valid passport, passport photos, certified translation of birth certificate, proof of status of the applying organization, and full-time employment of the employee, and police clearance certificate. Number 2 is green card through marriage. By marrying a US citizen, you acquire the right to get a green card through marriage. However, you and your spouse will have to use a lot of time in this process. And this is because the US immigration authorities really need to make sure that there are no frowned marriages being conducted to get people in the USA and get a green card. The waiting time varies depending on the case, and the documents that you need are valid passport, passport photos, certified translation of birth certificate and marriage certificates, proof of authenticity of marriage, affidavits, and police clearance certificate. The application of this green card is done by the American spouse. Number 2 is green card for refugees. So if you are a refugee or you sought asylum and have been in the US for at least 1 year, you are then eligible to apply for the green card. The application is even mandatory if you want to remain in the US. You must meet the following requirements. You have been admitted as a refugee or asylum seeker under the Immigration and Nationality Act. You are in the United States at the time of application. The green card application process under this category is similar to that adjustment of status. The waiting time depends on the case. It varies depending with the case. Documents required also varies depending on the case. And the application is the adjustment of status at the responsible U.S.CIS office. That is how it is done. At number 1, the last one is green card through adjustment of status. If you are already in the United States as an immigrant with an immigrant visa that is on temporary basis, you may be able to obtain a green card through status adjustment. What you require is you are present in the USA, you entered the USA lawfully on a US visa, your right of residency has not expired, you have never worked in the USA illegally. You must also be qualifying under one of the categories of the visas. Maybe you have outstanding abilities or talents. Maybe you have a paying job. Maybe you have a family member or refugee status. The waiting time varies depending on the case. The documents required also varies depending on the case. The application is through petition at the responsible U.S.CIS office. Friends, those are the 10 ways you can get a green card in the US. And I hope you found this information useful. If you did, please subscribe for more, like and share, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.